Now, let's talk about church sermons. Perhaps not normally associated with stand-up comedy. However, some vicars are getting some tips on how to deliver the perfect punchline.
Yes, courses for members of the clergy are being run by a comedian. The aim is to reach out to congregations by telling them jokes. Gareth Furby went to see if they're funny.
Sunday in a village near Ashford in Kent, and the congregation is about to hear a sermon with a difference, because the vicar has been learning how to be a stand-up comedian.
There is a long tradition of Christians doing comedy, and indeed our opening hymn even referenced that. Stand up for Jesus. This is why I need lessons, isn't it?
Round of applause, please, for Ravi!
The vicar's name is Ravi Holy, and he's been working that into his set.
Sometimes people are so preoccupied with the fact that I'm Mr. Holy the Vicar, they don't even notice the Italian connection. I mean, I'm assuming you'd all got the ravioli.
The workshop, called Comedy for Clergy, has been held in North London.
Just stand how you're going to stand, Ravi, on stage.
The organiser is a comedian called Bentley Browning, whose father John was a vicar.
You don't want to be upsetting the bishop or upsetting your congregation.
And he says, as a Christian, he just wants to help the church.
You know, I don't want Christianity to fall behind because it's boring. That, to me, something's lost in translation if Christianity has become boring.
For the sake of your Son, Jesus Christ.
In Ascot is another course graduate.
And he got something all sort of grey and dirty in his mouth. You know, the sort of way dogs do.
But going for laughs can be tricky.
And the next morning it was back in the hutch, looking as good as new. The story about the rabbit seemed to go down jolly well. Then the deliberate confusion between the Madonna and Madonna the pop star. I made it through the wilderness. Somehow I made it through. Not everybody got. Yeah, that would have been a better story with a teenage congregation. It's a lesson about trying to choose your material for your audience. And I do think that Jesus himself told jokes. I think, yeah, the whole thing about the camel going through the eye of the needle. Originally, people would have laughed at the absurdity of it.
And back in Kent, how did the comedy elements go down there?
It's like that other old joke, I used to be conceited, but now I'm perfect.
I really think it's great. I think it's a very good way to put something across, because you remember it.
The day I'm not here to make people laugh. I'm here to deliver what is essentially quite a serious and life-changing message.
Well, that's what was so shocking!
But tonight, a vicar called Holy will take part in a stand-up comedy gig in London, and the best material may well be used in his sermons. Gareth Furby, BBC News.
Well, it's a great idea. Joining us now are comedian Bentley Browning, who you saw in that piece, and the Reverend Ravi Holy, who we saw as well. I mean, you've got a good start, haven't you? Morning to you both. With the name Ravi Holy.
Yeah. And as you saw, it's got the ravioli bit.
Right.
And something else I often like to point out to people is, before I was in the Church of England, I was a Pentecostal. And I don't know if you know about Pentecostal churches, but they don't call their ministers priests or vicars, they call them pastors or pastors. So if I'd been ordained as a Pentecostal, I'd have been Pastor Ravioli.
Now, that's quite funny.
What a shame.
That's quite funny.
It's a good start.
That's my best joke, so it's all downhill from here.
Goodness.
I know, but
God help you.
I'm hoping that.
Yeah.
I'm very much hoping he will.
Just my little joke there.
But it's when perhaps you should be...
No. Well, we were talking, and perhaps, Bentley, you're the one to be honest. Are you funny? Is Ravi funny?
We're going to find out tonight.
But naturally
but
funny
I think naturally he did have some charisma and he was quirky and interesting, and I think he gravitated to comedy because he loves comedy, and I think it will be good tonight. And I've seen his act and it is good. For a beginner, it's amazing.
OK, so who's written the jokes?
Not me.
You've written them, have you?
Well, I've written a routine. It's not. I mean, it's not jokes.
It's not like some one-liner jokes.
It's not. You know, a priest and a rabbi and a monk walk into a bar and someone says, "Is this kind of joke? Is this a joke?" It's not that sort of thing. It's more sort of. It's more stories talking about funny things that have happened.
And is it sort of stories based about scriptures or about you?
About
scriptures.
Oh, I'm not really interested in the Bible. No, don't. Can we edit this out? No, it's live.
No, it's too late now. All the parishioners will have seen it.
No, it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a joke.
OK. Oh, I see. That was a joke.
It was supposed to be a joke. Okay, maybe I need to work on that.
We'll work on this on the train on the way home.
It's more talking about, there's a lot, there are funny things about the church, so I just talk about the experience of being a vicar and funny things that have happened to me.
You're quite lucky in a sense that you don't have to do this full time. I mean, you can weave it in.
Yeah,
no, I'm not saying you're not good enough to do it full time. I'm just saying you can weave it into your normal job. That's the idea, isn't it?
I think I've been acting as a sort of stand-up comedian since I got ordained 10 years ago, because I stand up every week in front of 100+ people and I have to talk to them for 10 minutes and I try and make them laugh. If I tell a joke and it goes well, I can go, thank you very much. If it goes badly, I can just go, well, at the end of the day, I'm not here to make you laugh and move on. Because comedians don't have that luxury.
It's tough, isn't it, Bentley, being funny?
It is. Just on demand. Be funny. Ugh, it really is, you know. So you've got to make it truthful to yourself. And
can you teach people to be funny?
I think you can tell unfunny people how to say funny things. Yes.
Right.
And I think if you do all these exercises and improvise and get loose, you can discover humour inside you that you didn't know you had.
And we've seen so many, we talk about it on Breakfast a lot, about the declining congregations. Could this really make a difference, do you think? Would it bring different people in or perhaps engage people when they are there? What do you think?
I don't know if it necessarily... I mean, people don't like gimmicks. People don't like the idea of the church trying to do something to get people in. That's just a bit embarrassing, doesn't it? Really. But I'm not sure whether cracking jokes is the way to do that. But I do believe in excellence in all things. So, I mean, I want my sermons to be as excellent as they can be. And therefore, if using a bit of humour can make them better, then I'll do that.
Gigs tonight?
Yes, it is.
In
my
North
first
London.
gig. Yes.
Bentley, are you going to be watching?
I'll be watching, biting my nails. I'm going on before him, actually, but we'll be doing a little coaching session before to get him really loose and relaxed.
How are you feeling now? Anything but loose and relaxed?
I'm just worried that people are going to laugh at me. Or not, as the case.
Don't worry, they won't.
I did laugh that time.
Well, that's good.
I've just been up very early. That's what it is.
It's too early for comedy. It definitely is too early for comedy.
And you talked about presentation, because that can help style as well, isn't it? If you're listening to a sermon, just even the way somebody presents it can make a difference.
Absolutely. You see, I've got this thing. Why have priests got a reputation for being boring? When you say sermons, people just go, oh, boring. Where did that come from? Priests are supposed to have the most exciting message going.
And they get the stage, don't they?
Yeah, they weren't going to stand up every week. That's, you know, because they're obviously much more skilled than the people I have. People on my course are doing IT 8 hours a day in front of a computer. They need to know how to speak and react. And
good luck.
Well, look, good luck.
I'm sure
both
we'll
a bit
laugh
nervous, I
jokes.
imagine. But good luck to both of you.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy
It'll be good. It'll be good.
Enjoy it. Thank you.
The singer Anastasia is going to be here in just a moment to tell us all about her musical comeback.
First, though, quick last look at what's happening where you are. We'll see you soon.
Right.